Hi guys, hope you're all okay. It's Chantel. Welcome back to my channel. So today I've got some amazing affordable fragrances for you. All these fragrances smell super good and they're all under £30 to buy. I got all these for such an affordable price and I'm super happy with them. And they do smell a lot more expensive than they actually are. So what more could you ask for? Before I get into my little list, I'd absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It helps my channel out so much and I really appreciate it. So the first fragrance I want to show you is an absolutely beautiful fragrance that I've loved for such a long time. It's so gorgeous. It always gets compliments and it lasts for quite a while on the skin. It's Burberry Brit. This is the EDP. Now this is so good. I wore this one for quite a while. It's like sort of my signature scent. It's just beautiful. This is like a candied almond vanilla fragrance, but you've got some citrus notes in the top and it just smells super delicious. It's also got like a little bit of a woody vibe to it. It's quite sugary, I would say. And it's got like a real warm feel about it, which I absolutely love. I think this smells like really cozy and comforting and just warming, just so beautiful. And for me, I think you could wear this one at any time of the year. I've actually worn it recently in the summertime and it smells so good in the heat, which I wasn't expecting to love it so much in the heat, but it smells really good. Such a versatile fragrance, and I think you can get it for around £28, which is an absolute steal of a price. It lasts really well on my skin and it leaves a beautiful, warm, cozy trail. I just adore this one. It's one that every time I smell it, I just love it so much. And for a little while, I sort of forgot about this one in my collection. It was sitting at the back, and just as soon as I pick it up and smell it, I remember how much I adore this one. And it smells quite expensive and luxurious and very put together, I would say. And it's definitely my absolute favourite fragrance by Burberry. So that's Burberry Brit EDP. Stunning affordable fragrance. Another one that you can get for an absolute steal if you keep your eyes peeled for it is a fragrance by Reminiscence, and it's called Patchouli Blanc. Now this one really surprised me. I didn't think I'd love it as much as I do, but I find this one like quite unique and it's just beautiful. This is like a real powdery sort of patchouli fragrance, and the powderiness in this verges on like chalky, you know, like the dust of chalk. That's the sort of thing I think of when I smell this fragrance. But mixed with that patchouli, it just smells absolutely gorgeous. It's like a sort of, it's intoxicating in a way. Once you smell it, you just want to smell it more and more. It's also got a note of hawthorn in there as well, which I find super unique. And again, this one's quite comforting, like with those powdery vibes. I would say it's a little bit like vintagey smelling. It's definitely a grown fragrance. young people, I don't think would like this one at all. It does smell slightly more mature, but I think it's super, super unique. And this one really, really does last on the skin. I only spray, like, I'd say maximum 4 sprays of this. And honestly, it lasts all day. And it's just such a great, unique fragrance. And I really, really enjoy this one. So if you keep your eyes open for this, I would recommend it if you like those sort of powdery, vintage, virgin on makeup style fragrances. I think you'd love this one. So good. So yeah, Patchouli Blanc by Reminiscence. Some other fragrances that I think are pretty affordable and really, really good for what they are is fragrances by Lush. Now I've got 3 that I want to show you here today because I think they're so good. The first one is one of my absolute favourites from Lush. It's Vanillay. Now, Vanillay is a straight up vanilla with a little bit of floral in there. It's got a little bit of a woody vibe to it. And I would say it's got like a sort of smooth, buttery texture to it. It just smells like smooth and just like butter. It really does. And I think it's so good. Now, when I first smelt this one, I wasn't blown away by it. But honestly, after a couple of wears, this is one that really grew on us. And I would say it's probably my favourite from Lush. And it really lasts on the skin. It's £25 for 30ml, which I think is such a great deal and such a good way to try the Lush fragrances. And you don't need much, if I'm honest. This one lasts really well on the skin. It really performs. This for me is more of an autumn and winter snuggled up watching TV type of fragrance, and it reminds me of like cozy nights in the winter time, which I absolutely love. So yeah, the ultimate beautiful, spicy, comforting Vanillay by Lush. Then we've got Lord of Mistreal, which is another beautiful vanilla fragrance. This one's got patchouli in there and pepper as well. So this is super unique, super unique, but it's like I'd say like a warm, florally sort of vanilla. I just think this one is so beautiful, honestly. This is totally different to Vanillay. Vanillay is like a vanilla sort of hug. This one, I would say, is more of a stand-off sort of fragrance, if you get what I mean. It's like a boss lady or boss man. But I just think it smells amazing. This one, again, lasts forever on the skin. They really do perform the Lush fragrances. They do very well. And this is one of my favourites. So Lord of Mistreal, I would definitely recommend going and sampling this one, because it's not going to be for everyone, but I just adore it. And the last one from Lush is the one that I think's like the most likeable. Most people would probably like this one. It's American Cream. This is like a strawberry milkshake. It's milky and vanillic, and you've got like that strawberry note in there. There's also a little bit of orange, but I don't usually love strawberry in fragrances, but with this being like that sort of strawberry creamy milk type of fragrance, I really enjoy it. It makes us think of like, you know, like Strawberry Delight. It makes us think of that. It's just so good, and it gets so many compliments. So I would definitely recommend checking out American Cream by Lush. Such a good one. Then we've got Le Parfum. Now this is a beautiful aromatic vanilla fragrance. This is so good, you know. The only problem with this one is that it doesn't last so much on the skin, but I've got a little tip for you which I'll tell you after I tell you what I think of this one. This is like a green type of vanilla. There's bay leaf in this one, which I really do get in the top, but it's also got like a woody vibe to it. And I think this one smells super expensive. It's very unique. And if you love vanilla fragrances, but you want something that's slightly more aromatic and green and a little bit spicy and woody, I would definitely recommend this one. You can get it for such an affordable price. And I think the bottle is absolutely beautiful as well. Now, as I was saying, this one only lasts a few hours on my skin, which isn't the best, and nobody wants to be topping up fragrances all day long. But what I found is a really affordable oil by Alhermaine, and it's called Dahab. Now, this is just like a little roll-on oil, and it's like a sort of straight up, maybe a little bit spicy vanilla. And if I layer this under like any of my vanilla fragrances that don't last, it really makes them last and project a lot longer. And I think I only paid like just over £5 for this little oil, and it'll last forever because you don't need much. You just need like a little bit of a roll on of it, and then a spray over any vanilla fragrance that doesn't last, and it really does the trick. So that's a little tip for you. I'd really recommend getting Alhermaine Dahab oil. It's just a roll on and so good, and it doesn't actually like affect the smell of the fragrances at all, because it is just more of a straight up vanilla. It just deepens them up a little bit and just makes them last longer. So yeah, Le Parfum, such a good one. And yeah, I definitely recommend getting the oil to pop on underneath it to make it last longer. So yeah, love that little combo. Then we've got a fragrance that I absolutely adore and smells so much more expensive than it actually is. It's Dupe Laban. Now, this is a beautiful ambery sort of vanilla fragrance. But to me, what this just reminds us of is if you're sitting in a really warm bath and you're putting in like really expensive spa-like products like oils and stuff into your bath. It's that sort of smell. It's so good, and it's warming and comforting. And this is one I would probably wear at any time of the year, but I love to wear this after like a bath at night, especially in the winter time. Again, it's another cozy sort of warming, like a big warm hug of a fragrance, and I just think it's so good. Very underrated. It lasts a long time on the skin and just smells amazing. I'd recommend everyone to try Dupe Laban because it's amazing. Really good. The next one is Roberto Cavalli, and this is like a sort of hypnotic white floral fragrance. This reminds me of like a woman that's really got her act together. She knows what she wants from life and she's got it. It's that type of fragrance, like a boss lady scent. It's a beautiful white floral. It's got orange flower in here, and it's vanilla-y and deep and ambery, and there's benzoin and tonka in there, and it's like a deep, sexy, hypnotic floral. I just think it's so good. Smells super expensive, and it's such a good one. Very versatile. Then we've got Roberto Cavalli Nero Assoluto. Now this is like a sort of woody version. It's woody and deep and a little bit dark and mysterious. There's some citrus notes in the top. It's vanilla-y. It's got an ebony wood note in there, which really comes through for me. But I love them both. I think they're both really good. But the one that I prefer is the original. I like the original a little bit more. I think it smells a little bit more classy, but they both smell really good. And for the price you pay for them, they smell a lot more expensive as well. So I'd recommend both of these. Such great fragrances. And last but definitely not least is a fragrance that I absolutely adore. It's Calvin Klein Into You Her. This is probably one of my favourite affordable fragrances. It smells so good to me, and it's my favourite like citrusy sort of fragrance. Not my favourite, but one of my favourites. Now this is pink grapefruit, and it's got some more citrus notes in there. It's also got a cactus note, which I find so beautiful. And you've got vanilla and amber in the base, but the notes that I really get are like the cactus and the grapefruit. It's like a really bright, mouth-watering sort of burst of a fragrance. It's like a perfect summer's day fragrance. The only problem with this one is that it doesn't last long on the skin at all. It lasts a few hours and then you would have to reapply it. I'm actually going to put it on now because it smells so good, and I use quite a lot of this when I spray it on. Like, I use quite a few sprays for it to last at all or project at all. But it just smells so good that I don't mind reapplying this one. And I do usually only wear it like on hot summer's days, or like when I get out of the shower. It's like the perfect out of the shower sort of fragrance. So yeah, love this one. Would definitely recommend it. I think it smells amazing, and you can get it for such an affordable price for how it smells. So good. So that's Calvin Klein Into You Her. Love it. So that's it for today, guys. Give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And also, I'd love it if you'd write in the comments what's your favourite affordable fragrance. And I'll see you very soon on the next one. Bye.